Akiyama can't figure out why Nakamura told his coworker, Enomoto, that they're living together. Nakamura doesn't see what the big deal is. Akiyama tries to explain that if everyone knows, it'll start rumors, and he asks her not to tell anyone else. Nakamura, hearing this, starts teasing Akiyama, saying he must have already bragged about it to everyone, which just irritates him. They head to work, where they run into Enomoto. Seeing them together, Enomoto can't resist making a comment, but Nakamura quickly tells her to keep quiet, since it's supposed to be a secret. Enomoto gets it and says they should keep Goto, another coworker, from finding out. Before she can even finish her sentence, Goto shows up and starts asking what they were saying about him. He bombards them with questions like, who's looking for a new apartment? And even offers to let Nakamura live with him for free, which Nakamura shuts down immediately. Later, when Nakamura puts on her work clothes and sees Akiyama, she strikes the Rirururu pose, but Akiyama just ignores her. Nakamura then tries all sorts of ways to get his attention, surprising him, singing, winking, none of which work. Exhausted, Akiyama heads outside for a break, where he finds Enomoto smoking. Enomoto asks him not to tell Nakamura about it, joking that she'd want to join in too. Akiyama laughs and agrees. After a friendly chat and a warning from Enomoto to take care of Nakamura, Enomoto leaves, and Nakamura shows up, angry that Akiyama has been ignoring her. Akiyama is more concerned about someone seeing them. So when two people walk by, he pulls Nakamura into a hug to hide. Nakamura doesn't mind the hug and keeps asking why he's been ignoring her. She reminds him that they're friends, and if it's necessary to ignore her, Akiyama apologizes, admitting that he didn't know how to respond to the Rirururu pose. Hearing this, Nakamura suddenly gets it and tells him that next time, he should blow her a kiss instead. Nakamura immediately strikes the anime pose again, and Akiyama responds with a kiss, but not to the right person. This, of course, ends up causing a big misunderstanding. Akiyama was fast asleep when Nakamura, climbing on top of him, wakes him up by whispering that breakfast is ready. Akiyama freaks out and pushes her off, leaving Nakamura flipped over. He tries to apologize, but instead of being mad, Nakamura laughs at his reaction, catching him off guard. She teases him, saying he must have gotten nervous because she looked like a newlywed. But Akiyama fires back, saying she looked more like a ghost, which irritates Nakamura, and she starts playfully hitting him. After that, Nakamura shows him the soup she made, saying she cooked it just the way he likes it. Right as they're about to dig in, Akiyama notices that they ran out of rice the day before, and since he didn't know she was cooking, he had already prepared bread for breakfast. They end up eating a full breakfast anyway. While they're eating, Nakamura starts complaining that the soup doesn't go well with bread and jam, so she declares that she'll make him dinner as revenge. Later that night, Nakamura's in the kitchen, prepping rice, meat, and cutting cabbage, planning to make grilled pork with ginger. Everything seems to be going smoothly, but Nakamura isn't exactly a pro in the kitchen. She uses way too much oil, and some of it splashes on her, making her scream and run into Akiyama. Feeling bad about what just happened, Nakamura starts crying. Akiyama, without thinking, touches her wound to comfort her, only to quickly realize where his hand is. He's trying to figure out how to help her, but Nakamura, well, she has a totally normal reaction to the situation. Despite all the chaos, Akiyama ends up cooking, and the dinner turns out to be delicious. But Nakamura feels bad because she wanted to help out, even just a little. Akiyama is surprised by how much it bothers her and tells her not to worry about it. Nakamura, with a sudden mood shift, says she's determined to spend all day tomorrow cooking something special for him. While it's a sweet gesture, Akiyama can't help but worry about what might happen to her in the kitchen. So he tells her that just being able to eat with her makes everything taste better, which makes Nakamura feel good. Nakamura is at a cafe, chatting with Enomoto about her relationship with Akiyama. She explains they're just friends and mentions how she asked him to be friends, which makes Enomoto joke that they sound like little kids. Enomoto wonders what it is about Akiyama that Nakamura is so obsessed with, but when Nakamura gets all excited talking about how Akiyama is going to make curry and how she can't wait to try it, Enomoto relaxes a bit. Nakamura then shares that Living with Akiyama is a lot of fun. After their conversation, they start looking at swimsuits, and Nakamura gets an idea to mess with Akiyama by wearing a swimsuit under her apron to see his reaction. Enomoto warns her that even though Akiyama isn't an alpha type, he's still a guy, and he might make a move. Nakamura brushes it off, saying she's stronger and can defend herself. Enomoto then asks why Nakamura is so guarded around other men, but not with Akiyama. Nakamura doesn't have a good answer and just says it's because his reactions are funny. But Enomoto suspects she's just flirting with the guy she likes. When Nakamura gets home, Akiyama greets her and asks about dinner, but Nakamura wastes no time pulling out the swimsuit she bought, leaving Akiyama frozen in place. He tries to act normal and says she bought a bra, which annoys Nakamura, who corrects him by saying it's a swimsuit and asks for his opinion. Akiyama, still stunned, says it looks good on her, even though she's not wearing it yet. Nakamura, wanting him to see it, puts it on his face. Akiyama, with his brain fried, comments that the material is soft and looks comfortable. After this chaotic moment, Akiyama finally snaps out of it and tells Nakamura that teasing guys like this could get her into big trouble. Nakamura, blushing, realizes that's what Enomoto told her too, but she ignores him and reminds him how she knocked him down before. Akiyama, seeing she's not listening, decides to show her his true strength. He grabs her hands, pins her against the wall, and with the most serious expression he'll probably ever have, tells her that when it comes to situations like this, she shouldn't mess around. He challenges her to try to move, and Nakamura, realizing he's serious, tries but can't. Akiyama tells her it's great that she wants to be a strong woman like Rirururu, but she's still a woman and shouldn't act like that around other guys. Nakamura gets it but quickly gets embarrassed and tells Akiyama not to take advantage of the situation. Akiyama is confused, so Nakamura let it pass and tells him not to say stuff like that to any other girl. Nakamura excitedly tells Akiyama they should watch a Rirururu DVD together, but Akiyama turns her down, saying he's got plans to game with his friends. Nakamura is shocked, because Akiyama doesn't want to watch DVDs with her? Nah, because she can't believe Akiyama has friends. She assumes he just doesn't know how to say no to her. Akiyama's taken aback when he hears this, and explains that, while she might not have friends from work, he's got school friends and gaming buddies too. He then tells Nakamura he'll be using the TV for a while. Nakamura goes from surprised to be annoyed, thinking she's got nothing to do if she can't watch Rirururu. Akiyama, trying to keep her entertained, puts an anime on her tablet that she found interesting and is now free to stream. He hands it to her like she's a little kid, which annoys Nakamura even more. But soon, she's completely hooked on the anime, and Akiyama happily goes back to gaming with his friends. Akiyama's having a blast, enjoying the time with his friends who've missed him. Meanwhile, Nakamura finishes the anime and loves it, so she turns to Akiyama, wanting to talk about it. But she sees he's still deeply engrossed in his game, having a great time. Bored and unsure of what to do, she starts watching Akiyama play. She notices how his whole group is fighting a dragon, and when Akiyama pulls off a cool combo to take it down, Nakamura can't help but tell him how awesome it was. Akiyama freaks out, covering his headphones, and tells Nakamura not to be so loud because his friends might hear her. He then reassures his friends that he's alone. When Akiyama takes a bathroom break, he asks Nakamura not to touch anything. Nakamura tries to resist, but she eventually starts pressing buttons, making the character spin around. It's the first time she's ever played a video game, so something that simple gets her really excited. But as soon as Akiyama comes back, she quickly pretends like nothing happened. Akiyama sits down to continue playing, and his friends, freaked out, ask why his avatar was spinning while he was away, and if he's sure he's alone. Akiyama already knows what's up, so to distract them, he blames it on a game bug. After that, Akiyama's friends start sharing ghost stories, which catches Nakamura's interest. She grabs the headphones and hears a woman's voice, freaks out, and starts yelling at Akiyama, who quickly covers her mouth. Akiyama convinces his friends it's nothing, and they wrap up their game night. When they hang up, Nakamura pulls Akiyama's hand away and insists that there was a girl playing. Akiyama explains that's normal since the game is really popular. So Nakamura decides she wants to play too, and Akiyama ends up spending the whole night teaching her. The next day at university, they run into Enomoto, and while talking, Nakamura mentions how they stayed up all night, and how Akiyama's technique is amazing. Enomoto overhears this and, well, obviously gets the wrong idea. Nakamura doesn't help by adding that they should do it again when they get home. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, wait for part 3. See you next time.